we're joined by Congressman Marlin Stutzman of Indiana. Congressman, it's great to see you. You're also a member of the Financial Services Committee, which is why we love having you on. We've been asking this question of all lawmakers, except for Democrats. As you know, Congressman, they don't take tough questions. What good is Trump and Elon saving taxpayers billions when the Congress is just going to overspend by trillions?
Well, Chris, great to be with you again. And, actually, the way I see it, and I was in Congress from 2010 to 2017, and we never saw anything like this, what's going on down at the Treasury, to have the DOGE team finding the spending that we all knew instinctively was just was irresponsible, was going to places that we did not want it to go as members of Congress. And now we have the trifecta. When you have President Trump, we get the Republicans controlling the House and the Senate. And with the DOGE team doing what they're doing, they're empowering us, because we can now say in the budget for 2025 that stop spending here, and we're not going to authorize, we're not going to appropriate the funds to go overseas to these, DEI programs, to all of this spending overseas that has no value for the American people. I know we've talked about it before, but just like the Sesame Street program in Iraq for $20 million, think what that $20 million could do in Kendallville, Indiana. It would do a lot for our country.
Sure would, Congressman. And you know what? And there's also reports out there that Social Security has been applied for and been granted to foreign nationals, which this is why Democrats don't want Elon Musk to get into Treasury and start uncovering all of this stuff and to get into the Social Security Administration. They claim it's privacy, but I would say that foreign nationals don't have that kind of privacy. Congressman, while Congress is fully funding a government that has grown beyond the consent of the governed, President Trump is working, as we've been articulating here, to dismantle the bloated government bureaucracy. Late yesterday, the Education Department announcing massive layoffs as part of a large effort to shut down the entire failed department. The department terminated, what was it, some 1,300 employees, nearly half the workforce. Yeah. The Babylon Bee, the satire site, had a little fun mocking our corrupt and massive government, saying, quote, "Layoffs delayed as Department of Education unable to calculate what 50% of employees would be," end quote. Congressman, America can't get to 2 to 3% growth because of the size and scope of this federal government. It's sucking the blood right out of Americans' pockets. The U.S. government is the biggest threat to American prosperity. So too is it with GovEd, since the Department of Education has come online. Student achievement, as you know, it's only thing it's gone down. It's gone downhill, and really, student achievement is the only thing that really matters. Instead of funding failure, shouldn't the GOP and Congress get busy bringing down the size of the federal establishment?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's why I ran again. People say, why would you want to come back to Congress? Well, it's because I've been in the private sector for the past 8 years, and I saw the wet blanket that the federal government can throw on the economy. I live in Indiana. I'm a businessman in Indiana. I actually served in the Indiana legislature back in 2004 when Mitch Daniels became our governor. And we were kind of in this malaise as well back in 2004. And Mitch brought in vision. Mitch brought in this idea that we need less state government. And now Indiana is a great place to do business. And also the education system there is doing better than our counterparts. And so the states have always been the place for education to be administered. And I believe that to my heart. I mean, our boys, my wife and I have 2 boys, and they're 23 and 19, so we've just come through the education system. They're in college right now, finishing up school. And I believe that it's always been my choice and our choice to make sure that we put our kids in the proper place, what's best for them. And so why shouldn't kids in Milwaukee have those same choices? Why shouldn't kids in Detroit have those same choices? So the Washington establishment has always wanted to try to control everything from the top down, and that's why I'm a big supporter of dissolving the Department of Education and let the states handling it. And then, you know what, if California and Illinois can't get their act together, parents are going to find another place for their kids to go to school.
Government apparatchiks can't balance a checkbook. What makes us think that they're qualified to educate our children? Congressman Stutzman, sir, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate the time. Come back soon.